Hello, this is Samantha, and I have just decided to start on embark on a 7-day challenge journey, and I've decided to do a video of it every single day just to hold me accountable because you know how it goes. You start off with all this gusto and then by day 4 or 5 you kind of give up. So keep an eye out for day 4 or 5. I will be here. So I'm staying with my mum and stepdad at the moment just for a week while I'm in transit to somewhere else, and I had jet lag. I'd just flown from California and I was scouring the shelves in the evening for something to do, and I found Paul McKenna's book, Change Your Life in 7 Days. And I was like, great, I have 7 days here and I'm always up for changing my life. So I thought I'd give it a go. Now, day 1, I actually read it yesterday. I'm going to do it the day after just so that I can think about what I've read and what I've done. Day 1 was entitled, Who Are You, Really? And I really like what he's done with this. So Paul McKenna works using NLP, a lot of NLP and a lot of hypnosis, which is really similar to the work that I do. And a lot of his basic premises are really similar. And it's just another way of coming at things. So one of the things that I have come to understand then, and that Paul McKenna agrees with, is that our problems pretty much start from birth. As soon as we hit the ground, he describes it as landing in this land of giants. You know, everyone's big and they've got these loud booming voices, and it's a little bit scary. And you're not sure what to do until you realize that one of the giants is actually looking after you and seems to be caring about you. And so you start to like this big giant. And then, for no reason whatsoever, this giant yells at you, it threatens you, or it hits you, or something like that. How can you ever feel safe again? And this is the point, you know, when we grow up, we start learning all this information, that we need rules, we need, like, what is it we're supposed to do? And for every person, it's going to be different, because we've got a whole different set of rules coming in from all these different areas, different teachers, different friends, different family members. So I really loved that, and it's really worth being aware of. The more work that I've been doing on myself, the more I have been able to notice and recognize patterns from my family members that I have taken on board. Now, the biggest thing for me to spot when I've taken on a pattern is when I get really annoyed at a parent or a family member. You know, when they really irritate you, or it's just like, Meh. That's when I have a look, and that's when I say, when do I do this? And it usually is often, and it's a way to go, oh, I don't need to do this anymore, I just learned it. And so you can unlearn those patterns. Ways people communicate, the certain rules that we have, household rules, things like that, the ways of doing dishes and all of that. We learn it all, including things like, am I good enough? Am I worthy enough? Am I smart? Am I pretty? Am I wanted? Am I helpful? You know, we learn all these things growing up. So this is something that he then turns into an exercise. And he describes us as having 3 selves then. And I'll explain it a little bit further. He has a girlfriend that explained it in a way that I kind of like. It starts off with our authentic self. Our authentic self is like that diamond. We really are a jewel, and we're shiny and bright and pure. And then, as we come into the land of the giants, we start learning all this bullshit from everybody else, like, shut up, do as you're told, have children, study, get married, get a job. You know, all that stuff that's like, wait, that's probably not what authentic self wanted to do, but we start to learn how to do this. So this is what we call the bullshit, the horseshit that covers over this diamond. And this is our negative self. This is what Paul McKenna calls our negative self. Makes sense? And then on top of that, we have our pretend self. Now, our pretend self is the self that we put out to the world. That's the one that we see really clearly on things like Facebook and everything else. That's our pretend self. So Paul McKenna's ex-girlfriend describes it as putting the nail varnish on the horseshit so that people don't see what we believe about ourselves, which is the bullshit. I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not clever enough, I'm not pretty enough. But once you dig through all of that crap, there you are. There you are, the jewel, the diamond, the authentic self, and that's what every one of us is. And so he just asked a couple of questions to help you find your authentic self, your real self, and they are, if I can remember rightly, who are you when you're living completely beyond fear? Who are you when you're living completely beyond fear? Write it down. Who are you? Who is this person? The other question is, what's it like? How do you live your life when you feel completely secure, completely safe? Now, for me personally, I got ease, I got peace, I got calm, I got joy, you know, and just this sense of knowing, of understanding. It was beautiful. And so all the other stuff, all of the, am I smart enough? I'm like, of course you are. Of course you are. And it's worth just understanding that you have the bullshit that you try and cover up with a pretend self. And we spend so much energy trying to be this person just in case they find out that we're not good enough. When in fact, if you can just blow that out of the water and come at it as your diamond self, your real, pure, authentic, precious, precious, beautiful, light-giving, loving self. That's who we are. Okay, so where do we go with this? Well, what I did was I identified a few things for me, like my nail polish version, my pretend me. It's like the things that I do. And the way I thought about this was I was actually in a bar for a friend's birthday a few days ago, and I thought that's when I'm going to be wanting to put forward my pretend self the most, isn't it? That's the time. And so I really got it when I'm meeting people there. What is it I want them to see about me? What is it that I feel like this is what I want to put across? That was an easy thing for me to do. Oh, okay, that's me not being particularly real. I care too much what they think rather than just being with them. And then the negative stuff, oh man, when I started writing down my negative stuff, I was crying. And it was like, oh, okay, so these, if you use EFT or fast EFT, this is a good place. When you find the negatives, like I'm not good enough, or maybe they'll see that I'm actually scared all the time, or whatever it comes up for you, you probably have proofs that go with that. So this is what I did, is I took that information and I just took a few of them that I thought really, oh yeah, still got that one going on, and take the proofs. How do you know you're not good enough? How do you know you're scared all the time? What does that mean to you? And if it brings up a memory or an emotion, you can tap on that. I have other videos for this, but you can find it all over YouTube as well. It's just another way to come at releasing these old emotions, these old beliefs that aren't true. Our true self is that diamond. That ease, that knowing, that peace, that joy, that love, that authenticity that comes from just being safe, from feeling secure and living beyond all the bullshit, beyond the fear. That's what I want for everyone. That's what I want for me. And so that's what I've been practicing yesterday and now into today, day 2. So I hope you got something out of this as well, something you can try. Go for your authentic self, get rid of the bullshit and change your life. I'll see you for day 2.